Okay, I have an hour. I can do this. I was in the house. I had everything all set up. It looked really pretty, kind of, a little nicer. And the baby was super excited. He would not be quiet. And so here I am in the car again. I have an announcement to make. I'm very excited about this. I've been waiting for this. I knew it was going to be ready this week, and so I've been just kind of holding off on saying anything until this week. I wrote a novel. Now, I've kind of mentioned that I was writing a novel, kind of mentioned that I was working on a novel about a year and a half ago, and then I just shut up about it. So what happened was I got pregnant, and it was a really, really rough pregnancy. It was a very long pregnancy, and I was so tired. And so I put it on a shelf. I didn't touch it. I said, I'll get back to this after I've gotten through this pregnancy. I don't want to think about it right now. I don't want to think about anything right now. I don't feel good. I'm not pregnant anymore, and I don't feel like crap anymore, which is a really nice change. But yeah, I published a book. I've never done any kind of paid promotional stuff on this channel. I never liked it. Some people pull it off well. I just never thought I was the kind of person who could pull it off well. I felt like if I tried it, it would just seem too superficial and too fake. And I didn't want to do that to me, and I didn't want to do that to you guys. This, on the other hand, this is my own stuff. So I definitely will be advertising it in the future. And I think that's going to be fun. I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about my novel. It is a sci-fi. I tried to make it a hard sci-fi instead of like a soft sci-fi. I don't know how many of you pay attention to the difference between like hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi, but a hard sci-fi is much more science oriented. A soft sci-fi is going to be more your Star Wars science fiction where there are lightsabers and things. This, I tried so hard to make it into a hard sci-fi, and then I looked up the stricter definition of hard sci-fi, and it's still not quite there. It deals a lot more in the softer sciences. There's a little bit of biology in there, but not enough for me to really warrant calling it a full-blown hard sci-fi. But that's what it is. It's definitely science fiction. And I had fun writing it. Now, I say that about everything that I write. I had fun writing it. And if I stop having fun writing it, well, usually I don't finish it. But that's also what kind of gives me the confidence to try and sell it to you guys. I found this exciting enough to actually keep going with the story until I reached the end. If it wasn't that exciting, I think I would have gotten bored and moved away. I have a little bit of the old ADHD. I get bored easily enough, so I have to keep it kind of exciting enough to keep moving forward. And I feel like I've done that here. So I wanted to sell it to you guys. I really would like to see what you guys think about it. If you like it, if you don't like it, if it's your kind of book, or if you think it's, just not your kind of book. I trust myself to be a decent writer. I do not necessarily trust myself to have a good idea of what people want. And so that's where you guys come in. I'd love some feedback. I'd love it if you guys gave it a read, told me what you think. Do you like it? Do you not like it? That would be really cool. To give you a feel for what it's going to be, or just to give you some expectations, it is sci-fi. There's going to be a little bit of body horror because I always like having a tiny bit of body horror. But I mean, any novel that you write is going to be kind of like a soup. You want to put all the good stuff in to give it good flavor, but you don't want to put too much of any one spice in, or it's going to overpower the entire dish. So there's a little bit of body horror. There's a little bit of humor. There's a little bit of romance. I try not to go too heavy-handed with any one thing because honestly, I want it to be exciting and I want it to feel fun when you're reading it. But that's pretty much it. Yes, that is my real name. So in case you were ever wondering what my real name is, there it is. And if you want to read it, or if you're more interested in learning more, click the link in the description and it will take you straight to Amazon's page. You can get it in paperback. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it on Kindle Unlimited if you're a subscriber for Kindle Unlimited, and then you can read it for free, which is also really cool. Let me know what you guys think about it. That would be so awesome. It would help me not only with the algorithm on Amazon, but it would also help me to get that feedback and figure out what I want to do with the next novel, where I want to go, what you guys enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. I'd love to hear from you, and that would be really cool. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you are all in good health, and I will talk to you guys later.
So now I need a volunteer to go clean up airlock 6, Greg said. Livia lifted her hand. I'll go. Of course you will, Greg said. How did I know? You actually want to work inside the airlock? Bethany hissed at her. Livia nodded. Livia likes to work in any part of the archaeology that has windows, Greg explained to Bethany, so she can look at all the pretty outside. Livia smiled and shrugged. It was true. Even inside an airlock? Bethany asked. What's wrong with an airlock? Livia asked. They creep me out, Bethany said. They're perfectly safe, Greg said. You can say that, Bethany told him, but you won't see me volunteering to work in one. Well, Livia said, I guess it's a good thing that I volunteered instead. She was on her hands and knees humming to herself when the inner airlock door slid shut behind her. The sound of it whooshing shut was enough to make her stop and turn around. She stared at the inner door for a breath, not entirely believing that it was closed, and then she blinked once. Very funny, Burgess, she said loudly. I'm pretty sure it's standard procedure to leave the door open until maintenance is out of the airlock. Silence. Burgess? All around her, red lights began flashing, and a harsh-sounding klaxon blared from a speaker on the side wall. She had a chilling thought. What if they kept the airlock as empty as possible to make sterilization protocols easier to follow? What if any medical supplies or breathing masks left in a container exposed to the atmosphere of Erebus eventually became a habitat for spores?